I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us, to my fathers. One of them, I'm seeing him far at the back seated. You're supposed to be at the high table here, but thank you so much for where you chose to sit. I want to say a very big thank you to all, to our partners also, PPBN, and to all our internal executives that help us in the business from day to day. I want to say a very big thank you. My amiable team, indefatigable team. Thank you very much. We work very hard in Zenytal Properties Limited, right? And you will know by this time yesterday we were starting an event. Some of us were there. We were there till around 8-9 p.m. there about yesterday. And by the grace of God, we are here again today, right? So on Monday again, we kickstart. I think we can take tomorrow to rest, right? Okay, so we still have some work to do tomorrow. So we work very hard because we value investors' funds that are with us. We do not joke with any of whatever amount of money you are giving us, no matter how small, no matter how big. We do not joke with it any day, anytime, right? So we want you to have value for every penny that you put in Zenytal Properties account, right? So that is the reason why we work day and night tirelessly. We work in the night, we work in the morning, we work in the afternoon, just to ensure that everything is on point and everything is working fine. Because whatever we promise to you, we want to ensure that we deliver on point or much more than whatever we promise. We are an organization who under promise and over deliver, and that can be seen in the results that we display day to day. For our amiable realtors, we gave out 2 cars yesterday, right? And as I'm speaking to you, you can check the pictures are all over. And as I'm speaking to you, we have 2 more cars already in our possession. We don't know the owners yet, right? I borrowed one of those cars to site this morning, so you can check around. You see one vehicle with dealer number on it, so it belongs to a realtor like you. I'm also a realtor, so a realtor like you and me. You know, I started from the street. Those of us that know me many years back, you will understand that I started from the street. So if you are still on the streets, there's a lot of money to be made on the streets, right? And I'm still on the streets. I say also for my daily 2K. Abi, Madam Biodu? I say also for my daily 2K. All right. So here we are today. We are on the ground where we are building Zenytal Palm Place. If you look at the name, it's a strategically coined out name, Palm Place, because we design it for oil palm specifically. And you know that oil palm is a global commodity, right? There is no country in the world where oil palm is not useful, and there is no industry where oil palm is not useful. There is no home where oil palm is not useful. So it's a commodity that you use every day, and it's a global commodity. We export it. Unfortunately, Nigeria still import palm oil, right? Because our production, our need is about 2.1 metric ton, but our production is about 1.2. So there's still a difference in what we need on a daily basis. So Nigeria as a country, we are still importing palm oil, right? If you visit any FMCG, one of their major raw material is derivative from palm oil itself. They freeze it and bring it in, right? So we are doing this on a purpose. It's an intentional project that we are doing here. So the ground that we are standing on is a 206 acre of land, right? Directly opposite us also belong to us. We have over 700 acres in that place. So that is the reason why we are closing sales. Thank you very much. We are closing sales on this phase 1 on the 31st of August. So if you have not invested, please invest between now and 31st of August. From 1st of September 2026, you will not be able to buy from Palm Place phase 1 again. So the next one you'll be buying will be from phase 2. And you know, the price will not be the same, right? So I can bet you the price will not be the same, because I can tell you those that are investing here, they are the ones that are actually enjoying. Because if you compare our current price with most of the other organizations offering the same service we offer, you realize that you are getting the best value as of today, right? We also want to make money, abi we should not make money, so we also want to make money, so there will be a slight change in the prices, but it will still be very, very much affordable. However, any amount that you put into investing in oil palm is never a loss, because it's an investment that comes with multiple benefits. You are buying the land, you are the owner of the land, so the land itself is an asset that will be appreciating every day. You are also owning the trees, the plants on it, the palm trees on it, they also belong to you. They are also assets on its own. Do you know that if you buy Zenytal palm place, you can rent it when it start producing? You can rent only the trees to people that will harvest and produce it every year, and you just collect your money, you know, from the rent. You still own the land, you still own the tree. So it's just like you build a house, you are not living in the house, you are renting it to collect rental income. Not to talk of if you go into production yourself. So what Zenytal Properties wants to do is to go into full production, right? But we are investing on your behalf, we are planting for you, we are managing it. It's a full close-end management system that we have put in place, right? And so we'll go into production in 3 years' time. Right, as you are seeing them now, what you have on site, they are Tenera seed. In 3 years' time, we are very sure that we have our farm manager around. I don't know if he's around. He can come and talk to us more about Tenera seed. That's the guy, the main guy managing the entire farm, and he has his team. So we have he's an educated agriculturist, right? So it's not a one local side guy that we just brought. It's a proper agriculture based consultant, right? And he knows so much about this. That's why we gave him the project. So for this phase one, he's the one managing the entire phase one of the project. So we are going into a full management system, right? So we are going to build oil palm mill on this site, and the entire land expand down to the express road, that third road where we came out from. That's where our land started from. This is more or less like the back of the estate. So this is the back we are standing on the back of phase one, but now it has become like the middle of the entire project, because we are also expanding to the opposite side, right? So we are building a mill here, right? So we'll extract all of the necessary derivative from where we'll now plan the marketing, the exportation, and all of the other things that's associated with oil palm. All right, manager, how are you? So we want you to tell us more about the seedling, the kind of seedling that's planted here, and the benefits. Then I will wrap up my speech by talking about the benefits of investing into oil palm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Yusuf Sanusi, the farm manager for Zenytal Properties. It's so nice to have all of us here to join us on this journey. I'll call it a journey because tree crop, as you all know, is a long-term crop. And the reason why it's a long-term crop because the proceeds keep coming on an annual basis from the time you start harvesting. And it's crucial because investments now has to be sensitive to sustainability. That is one of the reasons why oil palm was chosen for this project. Secondly is that it's not just enough to just select a crop type. It's also important to select a crop type that gives you what I would call sustainability and adaptability to your immediate environment. Because one of the challenges we do have is that a number of people often consider investment and tree crop type without considering the immediate environment. So you have to look for at a combination of two to have the best result. And that led us to the kind of variety we adopted, which is Tenera. You can Google Tenera at your convenience. It is the most, how would I call it now? It's the most recommendable variety, especially when you are doing commercial. And it is also hybrid. It is one like improved variety. So you are getting better productivity in terms of yield, in terms of disease resistance, in terms of even management itself. Because when you look far back at our indigenous variety that we used to have, there used to be this very tall oil palm variety. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So that is one of the things our scientists have worked on to ensure that with ease in harvesting, it brings ease in management. So when you have an oil palm variety that is an average of let's say my height is around I'm around less than 2 meters. I'm around 6 feet 3 inches. When you have an oil palm that is around 9 to 10 feet at most, that gives you the leverage to manage easily. And when you now look at the yield, which is also very important, which is the center of why we're investing in this, the yield is very promising. It's an average of 15 to 20, 25 tons FFP. FFP is a fresh from per bundle.
Fresh farm bunch.
Exactly, fresh farm bunch per bundle. So you now convert that at a conversion ratio of 20%. So that gives you a significance in terms of yield compared to our normal indigenous variety. So you can comfortably say that this is a variety that gives you assurance, that gives you credibility, and also gives you, most importantly, durability. Because that is one of the things people overlook when going into crop farming. They just look at the yield, they look at the how fast it is to start earning from, but they don't look at the durability. Because the durability is something that can tell you that you can keep earning XYZ amount for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That is the difference compared to varieties that will give you productivity in less than 10 years. So those are some of the things that makes this strategic investment unique from what you have. Then another thing I would like to mention to wrap up is that this kind of investment is what we call in the agriculture sector cluster farming. Now, what is cluster farming? Cluster farming simply means different investors coming together to partner within a confined area. Now, if you look at it individually, if you want to set up this kind of investment, these are the things you go through. You will procure a land yourself. You will put in infrastructure in place yourself. You will put in security in place yourself. You will put in technical management and all yourself. Now, when you look at those individual costs, compared to you coming together with people to partner with them, you will be removing some overhead costs. So that increases your revenue margin and shortens your capital investment. So those are some of the strategic things that makes this kind of investment very, very considerable. And that is what even the big firms are doing now. They are merging to look at ways they can cut costs, minimize risk, and increase profitability. So by conclusion, I would say that this kind of investment gives you assurance that you're on the right step, and in particular the crop that you're dealing with a credible crop, a credible variety that gives you assurance, especially in terms of productivity and durability. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You can see that. Sorry, it's like I've shut it down. Please, can this work? All right. So you can see that our farm manager is very intelligent. Can you see from the video? All right. So thank you very much. So I'm going to talk to us about 10 key benefits of investing into palm place. Right? 10 key benefits of investing into Zenytal palm place. So first of all, I want us to know that oil palm is a real asset. It's you are buying real estate. Why do we call it real estate? It is because you can see it. There are many estates that you don't have to necessarily see them. When a man dies, they will say transfer all of this into the man's estate or transfer his estate to his beneficiaries. But what we are talking about here is real estate, right? So the oil palm business, the oil palm investment, Zenytal palm place is a real asset, and we are standing on the farm itself, so we can see it, right? So we've already planted quite a number of acres. That's why today we are allocated. As I'm talking to you, we have more than 100 acres that's already due for allocation, and that's what you see. That was the first thing that we took care of. Secondly, I want you to understand that oil palm is a long-term income. Is a means of getting long-term income. So once you establish it, like we have done now, in the next 3 years, all you need to do is just to wait for 3 years, and then you start making money on an annual basis. I was speaking with a client who knows so much about the oil palm. He said, that oil palm business is like oil money, as if you are spending money annually. So imagine if you have 100 acres of oil palm 5 years ago, how rich will you be today? And you will enjoy that money for minimum 30 years to 50 years or even more, right? Thank you, thank you. Right, so someone is even confirming that even 70 years, right? So again, I want to let us know that oil palm products, they are in growing demands. They are used in industrial productions, in pharmaceuticals, in our everyday food that we eat. There's hardly anyone who has eaten today that palm oil is not part of what was used to prepare your food. Again, it's also a means of multiple revenue stream. The fruits, the palm kernel, the fiber, the shell, and other byproducts, they all have commercial values, right? Then the land appreciation, the price that you are buying today is 3,750,000 for an acre. An acre is 6 plots, right? So your standard 6 plots, which is 3 million, that's about 625,000 naira in total, right? And then you realize that that amount is not the amount that you will, that amount is not the amount that it will be. What is it? Is there a problem?
No.
Is there a problem?
No.
All right. Okay. So that amount is not the amount that it will be in 10 years time. That amount is not the amount it will be in 20 years time. Imagine when you come back here in 20 years time, the trees will have been making money for the last 17 years if you are here in 20 years time, and someone is saying, I want to come and buy your palm tree farm. Imagine the amount that you put on it at that time. And as a matter of fact, the benefits that you will make from this investment in 3 to 4 years, every money that you are investing today, you will have been able to recoup all of that money between 3 to 4 years of your first year of harvesting, right? So we also put this in place for food security because we support food production, right, as an organization. So palm oil is an essential agricultural commodity, particularly in Nigeria and across the whole of Africa. Then I'm going to talk about professional management. You can see that you just heard from our farm manager. From the level of intelligence you have, you realize that this is not the first project he's handling. It's a professional manager, and he has his entire team, right? And then we are still doing much more consultation. So in the next few years, by the time this oil palm starts to produce, we are putting our own mill here, our plant, where we produce and extract all the necessary derivative for marketing and exportation purposes. Now again, so this is a generational investment. If you don't need it, please buy for your children. If your children do not need it, please buy for your grandchildren, because the Bible said that a wise man leaves inheritance for his children's children. So you are not necessarily investing for yourself, you just can invest for your grandchildren. And I used to say in some of my lectures, if you don't want your grandchildren to forget your name, put a real estate investment in place for them. By the time they are selling or by the time they are benefiting from that, they will see the name on it. They will know that, oh, it's grandpa that gave us. Many of us don't know our grandparents' name. I don't know my grandpa's name. I don't know my grandmother's name. But you see, assuming there's a real estate somewhere that was bought for me, and it was the principal person standing for me at that time, definitely there's no way I will forget his name. So this is a generational investment. Now again, I mentioned before that Nigeria has a huge market gap, right? So there's a strong domestic consumption of palm oil, so therefore there's need for us to have local production more and more and more. And lastly, I'm going to show us again that you are physically standing on what we have done, right? Anywhere you are seeing a tree with a tag on it, there's a palm tree planted beside it, right? Just look around the entire estate. So we've planted more than 60 acres already, and before the end of this year we want to ensure that we've done far more than 100 acres. But like I said before, we have over 700 acres here, and we are closing sales on this one so that we allocate for everybody who had already invested. So if you are subscribing to Zenytal Palm Place phase 1 today till 31st of August, there will be no extension. There is no anybody. You know, we used to say, some people beg us, and so therefore we extended. There is no extension in this one. We are closing it on the 31st. So please and please buy now, or tell your clients to buy now, or tell your relative to buy now, or buy for yourself. Please, again, I want to say, for most of our realtors, don't make all the money that you are making and not have something in place for yourself. If you cannot afford Lagos land, this is an investment that will be worth much more than Lagos land, because you are buying to start collecting rent almost immediately. In 3 years time, those that are getting allocation today, 3 years from now, they must start collecting their money. So at this point, with this few point of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that today you need to invest into palm place. We are going to manage for you. We are going to clear the land on your behalf. We are going to plant on your behalf. We will manage it for the first 3 years on your behalf, and afterward we'll then go into the reproduction itself. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.